What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. In the last episode, we pursued Charon's lead of apparently finding Team Plasma somewhere here in Pinwheel Forest, and we did find Team Plasma, or at least a former Team Plasma sage, Gorm, who just gave us a little bit of a lecture and then was on his way after the fact. So Charon has departed. We are now left to explore the rest of the forest in peace. Not peace. I don't know why I said there was a T on the end of that. But this is the last trainer here in the interior of Pinwheel Forest. We still have the exterior to take care of, the side that's closest to Nacrene City. So we're going to be taking care of that today as well. But we still have some items to grab in here. So let's go ahead and do that as this Fanpy wastes my time using Endure. Why? Like, is there really a reason to do this? I don't even think, like, that even did any damage. Stop! Stop using Endure! Why are you doing this? It's not saving you time. I'm going to be swapping off of my Flygon here in a second anyway. So that charm is not going to persist. Now get out of here. Yeesh. All right, on to Doduo. So I'm going to go to Kamina for this one. And just give it the old Thunderbolt, especially because this kid's last Pokemon is also a flying type. I don't really need to make this any more complicated than it's already been. Get out of here. Ay, ay, ay. That was very annoying. And actually, the next area we're heading into, I think I'm going to actually end up using Challenger a lot in that area, just because of some of the Pokemon we're going to be encountering in there. Just be really good for Challenger to get a lot of experience. All right, another Thunderbolt up for the Fearow, whose only use is being able to learn Drill Peck, which is admittedly a very good flying type move. And down it goes. I did see your Pokemon strong points, buddy. Don't you worry. I did. I just kind of also didn't care because my Pokemon had stronger points. I'm going to go this way first. Take a look around up here. So this is obviously the direction of where you could find the area where Virizion was in the first game. But here in the second game, this just kind of all leads to an empty grove. Let's head on inside. And as you head in here, you got this Pokemon Ranger. This happened around when the hero appeared in Opelousas City with the legendary dragon Pokemon. Right around here, you would hear a very sad cry. Then a bright green Pokemon would run around like the wind. I've heard it called Virizion, and it took up against humans to protect Pokemon from a war between people. It's apparently a legendary Pokemon. Maybe it was afraid that Team Plasma's rising to power would ruin the world and its friends' homes would be destroyed. Well, we caught Virizion in that game. We also caught Virizion in this game, because apparently there's two. I think it's funny how the game is like weird about the continuity of that. They're like, oh, well, you can't get Zekrom because it's in the possession of the legendary hero. By the way, both you and the legendary hero also have the forces of nature and, well, not the forces of nature, but why can I always forget the Swords of Justice? My goodness. Anyway, we got ourselves Solar Beam there. I'm pretty sure Volcarona is capable of learning that, and if I had gone for more of a Sunny Day build, I would actually be very inclined to use that, but that's not what I went with. Farina can also learn it, but again, if I don't have Sun, I don't really think I have a reason to use Solar Beam because I think about it on a damage per turn basis. So it's like, oh, it's really, really strong. It has a base power of 120. And in my mind, I go, no, not actually. It has a base power of 60 per turn that you're using it, and you're forced to take a hit because it's no different than using a 60 base power move twice, essentially, to do the same amount of damage, unless Sunny Day is in play, which I do not have access to on my team. But there we go. That was the last of the items I wanted to collect here in Pinwheel Forest. I can head back up this way. I'm not going to be teaching those to anyone else, but I did get that extra rare candy, which I very much wanted, so I'm happy about that. Now we can finally head into the outer part of Pinwheel Forest. So let's go on through the gate over here. I guess the opening into the forest. The opening, the closing, the entrance, I don't know. And here we go. All right, so we're going to have a lot more trainers to battle here. I don't think this is a trainer, though. Forest paths were created by the Pokemon that often walk there. If you walk the path, sometimes you can feel like a Pokemon yourself. Now, I said what I was going to do before I headed into this area is I was going to move the Lucky Egg around, so we're going to swap it with Challenger here really quickly. And I'm going to put the dowsing machine back on because there are more items yet to be gotten in this area. Several, in fact. Although I will admit that the items in this area are a little bit less attractive, except for there is another PP Max to be found around here. So let's get to work. All right. Oddish. I can deal with Oddish all day. I'll probably just use Fly on these. Like, as much as I don't want to. Brave Bird is just so much more simple, but I also don't want to deal with the recoil damage. At least not on some of the weaker Pokemon, like Oddish, which I can easily take out in one shot. Although, let's see, what's the next one that they're going to use? Tangela. I could get away with a fly on this thing probably, so I'm gonna try it. Tangela is mostly defensive. I think if it was a Tangrowth, it'd probably tank it. I don't think Tangela will. No, we missed. Gosh, dang it. All right, that's a lot of damage. Let's try it again. Freaking ring out, man. That's okay. Just eventually keep going until it hits. And we got it. Okay, we'll take it. That's some pretty darn good damage there. Yeah. Now, the reason Ring Out was so strong, obviously, is just because it's based on the amount of HP that my Pokemon has, and because my HP was so much more than Tangela's, it just did a lot of damage. But that's fine. We're going to Brave Bird this Blossom here, and it's going to go down with no fuss whatsoever. Because, yeah, it ain't surviving that. And then we're going to get some recoil damage on that. And there we go. School Kid Millie's been defeated. I'm probably going to actually do a heal, though, really quickly, which is kind of the downside to relying on Brave Bird so much. Where are my... They're my max potions. I have so many of these things still that it's really not a hassle in the slightest for me to use them at any one point, but you know. All right, let's keep going. Okay, we got you. You are a battle girl, but you're not going to fight me. Traveling Trainer, bring a strong Pokemon to smash the Challenge Rock. The Challenge Rock? Where's the Challenge Rock? I don't see no Challenge Rock. Is it over here? No, there's like a bridge there of some sort, but I don't know what she means by Challenge Rock. All right, let's keep looking. So obviously the rest of this area is explored fully on the other side. We got some Ace Trainers here, though. So let's get into some fights here. All right, so these are going to actually have Pokemon that are worth a bit of my time now, so that's good. We'll start off with Linoon, who I guess I could probably just brute force through it with Crush Claw. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'll be fine. Could also superpower it, but I don't know if I want to use that too early, because I really don't know which Pokemon she's going to bring out next. See how much that does. Oh, wow. Almost one-shot it. Okay. I tried to use Belly Drum, but it doesn't work because of how low its HP was. We'll just Crush Claw it again. And there we go. Okay, one down. Let's see, what is the next one? It's Mandibuzz. Okay, that's the one I was... if I knew Mandibuzz was going to be next for sure, I would have used Superpower on Linoon because I was going to be switching for this anyway. But the last Pokemon they have, I am going to switch back to Challenger for. So let me just try to hit this with the old Thunder. And hopefully this is enough to just one-shot this Mandibuzz despite how tanky it is. Come on. Yeah. Good job, Kamina. I love to see it. All right. Next is Toxicroak. Back to Challenger we go. Obviously, Jack would be ideal in this situation for the psychic damage, but it's okay. This will still be more than enough, and I'm just going to Brave Bird this thing. I'm not going to get cute about it. Let's just do it. There we go. Okay. That's another one down. And that should push Challenger to level 69. Very, very nice. Lots of recoil damage there, but that's okay. And, all right. There we go. Ace Trainer Catherine has been defeated. So now I can actually go up this way. There is a black belt over there. Maybe I should take care of everybody down here first, though, probably. Oh, I just walked right past it. Max Elixir. Get ourselves one of those. Going to come in handy for some of the last stuff in the game, specifically the Elite Four battles, probably. But all right, you're next. Let's have a refreshing battle. I would love to. This guy's going to be a little bit more challenging for Challenger to deal with. In fact, I'm probably going to end up swapping off of him at some point in the middle of this fight. But he's going to start with Furret, and I think I'll do what I refused to do with the Linoon earlier, and I will just Superpower this thing. Superpower this, and then we'll see what's next, and swap to something else, and then I'll maybe swap back to Challenger for the last Pokemon. There we go. It's a lot of damage. I love to see it. Okay, next is, Braviary, so we will definitely be doing some swapping. I can just get away with a Thunderbolt on this thing as opposed to Thunder. I mean, if this Braviary lands a hit, this is why I don't want to use Thunder. If it lands a hit, it could easily one-shot Kamina, but I know I'm going to be faster, and I'm pretty sure this will be more than enough to knock it out. knowing my own Braviary and its weaknesses. There we go. Really, really good experience there. And last but not least is Seismitoad. So let's go back to Challenger for this one. I'm going to just hope that this thing isn't holding any ice moves. Just assuming that. It's mostly usually focused on water and ground, but it could have an ice move. And let's just Brave Bird this thing. See how much this does. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but I will try. And, oh man, I was really hopeful. Hydro Pump. Okay, this is going to hurt. It's stab 2. Oh, critical hit. That's why. I got the feeling Challenger was going to actually survive that, but then the critical hit dashed my hopes and dreams. Okay, there's no way this thing survives a Shadow Ball, right? I'm just going based off of who needs the most experience here, not anything else. Yeah, I didn't think so. All right. Level 69. Look at that. Kamina hasn't even been holding the lucky egg, and she's keeping up with everybody else just fine. She's so freaking good, man. She's so freaking good. All right, let's grab ourselves a nugget. You know, just some free money. Why not? As if I need any more at this point. I'm pushing like almost 700,000 Poke, I believe. So, in fact, why don't I actually take a look and see exactly how much I have? Yeah. Wow. Not only was I pushing it, I'm less than 500 away. I will literally have it after this next fight. Okay, before I go any further, I have so many max revives. I'm just going to use one because I'm lazy. There's nothing else I'm going to use 10 max revives for before this game is over, especially because the White Tree Hollow literally doesn't even let us use items. So what would be the point in trying to save those? All right, this is an actual fight. These next two fights, in fact, are going to be ones that I can use a lot of my Braviary on. So let's do that. I'm not going to overuse Brave Bird for this, though, just because that would be dumb. I'm just going to whittle myself down until I'm dead at that point. Especially because if any of these things do get hits off, it's still going to hurt. I'll use them on the strongest Pokemon, but not Tyrogue. Tyrogue is a very easy one-shot with Fly. And the next Pokemon is Scrafty. Okay, so this is his strongest one right here. I will use Brave Bird on this thing. It should be more than enough, even though it's going to recoil me into around the 180s because of all that HP loss. Look at that. Yeesh. Okay, 190s. Yeah, still not bad. All right, and then Makuhita. Super simple. I'll be able to get my Braviary to level 70 just off of these two fights here, so that's good. And then I think we only have like one other trainer in this entire area to take on, and I'm also sure that Braviary will be more than enough for those. Just going to use an Endure here, but then I think I can probably just get away with using Superpower here to end the fight. Stop it! You and that Fanpea from earlier, man, I swear. Which that was... Yeah, no, it was the beginning of the episode. Holy crap. Cut it out. All right, Superpower again. Get out of here. Just wasting my time for absolutely no reason. All right, but there we go. Kentaro has been defeated. I'll push us just a smidge. Barely any experience for all that wasted time anyway. Do I still have my Dowsing Machine active? I didn't, but now I do. There's my PP Max that I definitely wanted. And now, if we can just battle you... We've only got one more trainer who I think is on the path back to Nacrene City, if I'm not mistaken. And they're not going to have anything that's, like, too difficult to deal with. Like, why can't, like... I know, I already complained about this earlier, but why can't trainers at these levels just have a Hitmonchan or Lee or Top or something? Like, it's a Tyrogue, man. Like, come on. It's just dumb, and it's a waste of time, and it's not getting any of us anywhere. It's okay. They're going to throw another really underleveled one here at us right now. Machop. Again, why can't you be a Machoke or a Machamp? Like, give me the challenge, man. I want to actually, like, especially with me being, like, 8 levels over, which, yes, that is definitely my own making. But I don't think White Tree Hollow was that much of an effectiveness. I mean, the problem is that the endgame trainers, you can kind of go whichever direction you want, so they just made them all the same level. And it's like... If you do any amount of training anywhere else, you go into a new area, you're just going to be way too overpowered for that. So, Brave Bird, the Poliwrath. I really doubt it's going to survive that. And we should hit level 70. Cool, cool, cool. Or recoil damage, but that's fine. Awesome, Challenger. Very awesome. And I think I'll keep you out in front for this last fight. Wants to learn the move Thrash. Okay. This right here is an extremely powerful move. User rampages and attacks for 2 to 3 turns. It then becomes confused, however. This is better than Crush Claw by actually quite a bit, and I'm actually going to get rid of Crush Claw for it. As much as I enjoy Crush Claw and the fact that it lowers physical defense, Thrash is just too powerful to pass up. Of course, you do have to hard commit to it when you're using it, but it's still a really powerful move, and with the stab damage, it's just going to be so nice to have that on my Braviary for the foreseeable future. All right, Fighting Gem. That is the last item for us to grab here. Let's go track down that last kiddo, wherever he might be. Also, there is another hidden item over on the other side of that fence. So we're going to make our way up to it. This is the last trainer. So battle him. He's just going to have some bug types, so I'm not too worried about him. But I still think... I want to know where that challenge rock is. Where the heck is the challenge rock? All I know is that if we smash it, the Battle Girl gives us a Stardust, but I legitimately don't know where that rock is. That's why I'm like so confused by it. All right, let's just do that. I don't have Rock Smash on any of my team members at the moment anyway, so I'm not really too worried about it. We'll just fly on you. I don't know, should I start thrashing just to show off its damage? I kind of want to. It is really powerful. Well, there's Venomoth here, so never mind. Let's just Brave Bird it. I think if Venomoth was going to come out second, I would have, but maybe I'll thrash the third Pokemon. It's going to be overkill, but whatever. And that should push. Yep. Oh, a lot. That's a good chunk. I like that. A lot of experience. All right, let's use Thrash here on this Yanma just to show its raw damage. It's probably not the best showcase against a Pokemon like this, but whatever. It'll still be a ton. And there we go. I mean, my goodness, that is like any other Pokemon using Giga Impact or Hyper Beam. That's how strong that is. But again, you're banking on whether or not it's going to last for 2 or 3 turns, and that can sometimes be a gamble. Oh, hold on. There is an item over here that I want. We're going to get ourselves a full heal. Thank you very much. I can also see that the hidden item is up there in the corner on the opposite side. So let's make our way over to that. Welcome to Nacrene City, everybody, for just a second. Grab myself an Ultra Ball there, but I'm pretty sure we're not 100% done with the items in this area, so I just want to make sure. I'm going to double back one more time and just see, make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. Where is this challenge rock? I'm genuinely, like, curious. Oh, that is Nacrene City. Okay, that makes sense. But again, I don't know where your thing is. I wonder if you just talk to her while holding a Pokemon with Rock Smash and then it just does it. That actually might be true. It's not an actual physical item in the world. But all right, everybody, welcome to Nacrene City. We're going to explore this place in the next episode because that's going to be it for this one. I do love this place. I love the glow up that it's kind of received here in Black and White 2, even though there's no longer a gym here. But again, we will talk about it next time. Thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much, and I'll see you all in the next one.